So we'll start with some meditation. We begin by checking our posture. The best posture for meditation is the lotus or Vajra position, as indicated by the Buddha statue behind me. But for beginners, that's not really essential. We should sit either on the floor, preferably, if that's comfortable, or in a chair with a straight back. Our hands are folded in our lap, right hand resting atop the left, thumbs touching gently. Shoulders are settled, not tensed. Head is tilted forward somewhat, with the eyes closed or half closed. Mouth is resting shut, a natural position, with the tongue against the upper palate. So begin by checking that everything is relaxed. Face, shoulders, back. So meditation is an activity of the mind that is quite different to our usual way of thinking, in that it focuses exclusively on a single object and remains resting upon that object. So the object we choose for meditation today is the breath. Whilst breathing normally, not trying to regulate the breathing in any way, we direct all of our attention to the sensation of the breath. Passing through the nostrils. So as you breathe in, observe, now I'm breathing in. Now as you breathe out, observe, now I'm breathing out. What we're trying to do here is that the only object of awareness or focus is the breath. All other mental chatter or discursive thought is, for a short while, suspended. And the way that this is achieved is through deliberately focusing all of our attention and deliberately not allowing the mind to wander off to other thoughts. we do become distracted, losing the object, then with the mental factor of alertness, recognize, now I've lost the object, and then with the mental factor of mindfulness, focus with attention and energy on the object, the breath. And then we release our concentration. So I mentioned that meditating is quite a different way of thinking compared to the way we normally think. A different type of mental activity. So normally we're not really aware of our thoughts. We're not focusing on our thoughts. We're allowing different thoughts to arise and to go. We're allowing the mind to wander to this object or that object. But with meditation, rather than letting the mind wander, we're deliberately focusing it on a single object. So the main part of mind is concentrated on the object, the breath, and the secondary part, alertness, is watching our mind, watching the thoughts coming and going, recognizing when the object has been lost, reminding us to refocus again on the object. With good meditation, and which is achieved through practice, then we're able to rest the mind on the object with clarity and stillness for longer and longer periods of time without interruption. When we start, however, we will find this difficult. There are two main obstacles to meditation, or interruptions. The first is mental agitation. So we place the mind on the object of concentration for a few moments, the breath, and then some other thought arises, and we allow ourselves to become distracted and following that other chain of thinking. So this is distraction, where we're distracted away from the object of concentration. The other main obstacle to meditation is dullness, and that is having a tired, heavy mind where the object doesn't appear clearly. So the practice of meditation is to train the mind to eliminate these distractions. A very good meditator can hold an object, say, of visualization completely and clearly in every detail for, without the slightest distraction for minutes, if not hours. So the question we ask, well, why do we practice meditation? How can it help? So the first thing I believe that you will experience if you start a meditation practice is that you will notice that when your mind becomes quieter and clearer, that develops a sense of mental and physical well-being and of happiness, relaxation and happiness. So as we become better at meditation, the process itself becomes more and more easier and easier, and we feel an increased sense of well-being just by virtue of practicing meditation. So the mind becomes quieter. The mind also becomes, we're more easily able to encourage the mind to behave in ways that are causes of happiness and in ways that and avoid ways of thinking that are causes of unhappiness. Also, through inducing greater clarity and tranquility, generally our mind becomes more level, less subject to fluctuations, less prone to being up and down, and therefore less inclined to have unhappiness that has at its source mental agitation. So, for example, anxiety and worry are characterized by the mind continuously returning to the object of concern. So we think, I have this or that problem, it's bad, what am I going to do about it? I have this or that problem, it's bad, what am I going to do about it? And with worry and anxiety, the mind continuously goes through this loop. And of course, going through the loop, thinking about the problem and maybe reflecting too much on the difficulties that might arise, that just makes us more unhappy. It doesn't solve the problem. It exaggerates the problem and increases our worry and anxiety. So this behaviour of the mind continuously reverting, going towards this unwholesome, unproductive way of thinking, is opposed or is countered by having a relaxed mind. And furthermore, through having alertness, then we can recognize that our mind is going off on some silly tangent, and through having trained in sitting meditation, we don't allow ourselves to pursue harmful ways of thinking. So our mind is, as I was saying, is more stable, less up and down, and we'll experience over time that the negatives are less frequent and they're not as bad as they used to be. And also we have less worry, less anxiety, and less stress. So it's commonly said that the best medicine is exercise. So exercise has well documented, well understood benefits for our body. Meditation is very, very comparable to exercise for the body in that it is exercise to the mind. It's training the mind. Through training the mind, that also has benefits for our health and our well-being. So over the last, maybe the last more than 10 years now, highly respected scientists, medical researchers have been examining the benefits, researching Buddhist meditation techniques. And the science is quite clear that through the practice of, through a consistent practice of meditation, there are many, many benefits, both in terms of general well-being, but also in terms of health. Some of the benefits that have been researched are how meditation helps with managing chronic pain. Also, as I mentioned, how it can help with dealing with overcoming anxiety and depression. And also, they've been measuring the impact on our health as a result of practicing meditation. So how do we start a meditation practice? We don't need to have any particular belief. We don't need to have it, we can be religious or non-religious. We don't have to change our beliefs from one system to another one. Meditation requires no particular faith. The best way to practice is to do breathing meditation, as I introduced at the beginning of this session. In the same way that if we're practicing physical exercise and we do it infrequently, we don't make a lot of progress. Like that, with meditation, we need to be regular with our practice. So we should aim to meditate each day, perhaps for 15 to 20 minutes a day, and then as we feel comfortable, build that up to 30 minutes a day. It's good to set aside a particular time of the day for meditation. For some people, most suitable might be when they first get up in the morning. For other people, it might be most suitable for when they go to bed. And then we practice that consistently. And I'd suggest that if you do practice meditation consistently, then you'll start to notice changes and benefits in a matter of weeks. As your meditation practice improves, you can increase your sessions somewhat. And if you have the time, then you can maybe do 2 sessions of meditation a day, morning and evening. And if you find this practice helpful, then you can learn more about meditation, learn different types of meditation techniques, and perhaps attend sessions at our temple, introductory classes. So I hope you find this useful, and I look forward to meeting you sometime in the future in person.